What's up, guy? Welcome back once so. Friends, today's story, which is going to be explained. Her name is the Queen Story. Begins, and we're named Kyle and Jolin. Let's see a couple who spend their busy time. Take some time out and vacation on an island. Have come to celebrate. Now Jolin will cry one night. Wakes up from sleep and goes straight to the sea. Stands on the side and calls someone. Starts rubbing something on his face. We get to see fear, but only there. Kyle arrives and explains that whatever happened to you in the past, it wasn't your fault at all. It is in God's hands, and here it turns out that some time ago Jolin had a miscarriage, and after which she went into depression, but she was convinced, has always been in control, and this is why. He has brought him here so that the mind can be diverted, and it can be free from depression. Now both of them can come out next morning, start exploring the place in which Jolin was liking those people very much. Go shopping and go to different places. After some time, we will meet Jolin with her mom. Watch your mom while making a video call. She was talking to me and her sister. She lives her life with Kale. I was having the best time, but this weather news is told in Beach TV that there is going to be a heavy storm tomorrow, but Jolin doesn't pay much attention to this. It doesn't matter to him, he calls his. But she remains busy and convinces him after some time. There, he would take along the side of the villa with him, where people go diving in the sea. But in the meantime, Kyle's feet are light. An injury occurs that causes bleeding. And seeing this, Jolin once again. She walks closer and has a flashback. Looks like that blood on him. Takes over and comes back with the villa now. Night falls, and both are sleeping comfortably. The Jolin too, now slowly doing the Kyle. Things started to be accepted, and after this Jolin. She says she doesn't want to stay here anymore, to go back home, and why is she doing this? Friends, we don't know if this is true, but these people plan to stay here for a long time. When Kaylee saw him in this condition, he said, "It's okay, let's leave from here tomorrow morning. We'll go," after which both of them go to sleep, but this might be their last night together here. The one was now suddenly much bigger at midnight. Storm comes, high waves in the sea. Starts rising continuously from their villa. Was hitting, because friends the place where, but they were staying far away from the sea. First of all, they get some special effect when they are close. It doesn't happen because it happens here often. Persists. But after some time, the limit is crossed. Now the call goes to Jolin Foreign Resort. I do it, but it's too late. These people's villas were engulfed by the sea. And those people now from the sidelines. Jolin screams as they start to walk away. Please help us, please help us. But that's why no one hears his voice. Jealousy sees a stone and wants to go beyond it. But Kyle refuses to let her go. Gives because he believed that so. They lived without shelter during the storm. Won't be able to hide their heads. We definitely need a shelter, and that's it. Accepting this, Jolin stops there now. She sits down and waits for the morning to come. I start doing it while waiting for the morning. Both of them lock eyes, and when they open their eyes, if so, both are stunned because now he was swimming in the middle of the ocean, in your broken wooden villa, and this, seeing Jolin yelling at Kyle, because he told him that they go to the stone, but because of that, she stopped, and here they were so big. Get into trouble if he gets too close to the ground. Had they lived, perhaps someone would have seen them, but because of Kale's mistake, today he is lost in the sea. Now even Kyle can't believe it. I thought he would swim this far. Now Jolin starts crying after seeing her condition. And Kyle apologizes to her. Knew very well that those people were alive. If they want to live, they need clean water and shelter. There will be dire need. But now these people. The villa gradually began to deteriorate. They have to do something soon or else. As time passes, trouble and one more thing will increase here. It turns out that there is a deep hole in Kale's leg. He is injured, so he can no longer swim. Can't walk, so he says he's going down to get something to eat and drink. Look at stuff that might fall down from the villa. Now she goes down and finds something. Gets water bottles, but only then does he get something. Fishes have vision due to which his health starts deteriorating again, but somehow she comes up and finds Kyle. Gives water to drink. Now I know from Kyle's words. It seemed as if he was very fond of all this. Have experience. He repeatedly says that someone will definitely come to rescue you. Just be patient. Then both saws will do the work. But because of being in the middle of the ocean, the sun's rays were falling directly on them, and the sun's rays pass through a plastic bottle. Huey hits Kyle's leg so that his feet get hot and he stirs. I actually get up, friends. Both were trying to start a fire so that no one can see through its smoke, but the fire cannot burn, and both of them are already. We're so tired. And this thing they're. In the meanwhile, it shatters even more hope. That plane also moves away from there, and Jalen is very sad to see this. She goes and starts screaming, and we look ahead. That both of them fall asleep there and some. Then Jalen's eyes open, and she sees that Kale is unconscious, and the very next moment a ship is visible in the distance, and seeing this, she would use the same technique again. Is what Kyle used a little while ago. By then, even Kyle had regained consciousness. Goes, and he takes that bottle once again. Turn towards sunlight, and this time only. This technique of people comes in handy surge. Due to the heat, smoke starts rising there. And finally, let's light the fire here. But till then, friends, that ship is very far away. Had gone. And now here they have Now a big trouble has come to the villa. That smoke had turned into fire, and the fire. They had planted it. Now it is growing slowly. Lives, and soon a big. His entire villa turns into fire. Gets caught, and now both of them. Forced to leave their shelter, and go into the sea. Now they have to jump there on wooden sticks. Some pieces are found with the help of which the water. We sit down and look ahead. That the injury to Kyle's leg. Now blood is spreading into the sea. By smelling which some sharks will come towards them. And seeing this both were very. Kyle gets nervous and says that we will have to go over the wood quickly, and this. They find a big wood in the middle. Go and sit down, due to which the shark goes away from them. But whom these people? The sharks thought they were actually some dolphins. And seeing this, he started laughing at himself. Well, after this, both of them feel like that wood. Lying down on a piece of paper. I found myself the reason for all this. Admits, and Jolin says that her reason. All this would have happened had she not had a miscarriage. She might never have gone into depression. Nor would he have come here. But he was convinced. All this refuses to think and keeps courage. Tells both to support each other and gives courage that he will definitely escape from here. Will leave and sleep there while talking. When Jolin opens her eyes, she sees that his piece of wood falls apart, and the blood coming from Kyle's leg had spread throughout the sea, and next time they have a real shark, which attacks beyond them in both waters. Fall down, but somehow Jolin climbs up again, but Kyle is still. Sharks attack him repeatedly in the water, due to which he started bleeding. Now Jolin was giving him a piece of wood, tries to drive them away, but then, by the time it was too late, the smell of blood. Soon a lot of sharks would come near him, and seeing this, Jolin is made of the same wood. Start using the pieces as a paddle, and slowly pushes Kale aside. She keeps pedaling, thinking of bringing it to. And while doing this, it becomes night, and both of them would fall asleep again in the same position. When Jolin regains consciousness, she sees. Yes, the water level has gone down. Friends, those people have now come down to earth. Immediately tries to wake up Kyle. But here we see that now his death. It's done. Yes, Kyle. Now Jolin. The shark has left both his. Jolin's legs were cut, and seeing this, gets very scared and starts crying. Because it was Kyle who was his support. And after she left, he was left all alone. Just a few days ago she had lost her child, and now her husband too has gone away, and he begins to feel that this, thinking it's all his fault, he moves faster, starts screaming so that Kyle can get up, but now Kyle has gone too far and he will have to accept this truth while crying. She falls asleep there, and when she opens her eyes, so we see that all around the island, dust is flying on a floating island, had reached and very high tide in the night, due to which Kale's dead body started flowing. She went far away from Jolin into the sea. Then two sharks come to him, and they drag the corpse into two pieces, and takes it with her. Jolin was not in her senses, she was near him. She runs to save him, and then a shark also comes near him, and she immediately attacks his leg. She comes running to the shore and she ties her clothes and starts moving forward. But where should he go now? He is completely alone. Cannot cross the ocean, and even if he tried to do so, his condition will be like Kyle, and then he will have to go a little further. But she sees a rock, and she climbs it. And then he sees a hope there. A small boat was floating with a man inside it. Was also the one who came here to fish. She immediately goes to him and asks for his help. But that man doesn't know English. Jolly explains to him that they are in the sea, and her husband was eaten by a shark, and now she needs his help. But that man doesn't understand anything, but if you see a wound, stitch it immediately, starts over and tells him to rest. And down to the sea myself fishing. Now he goes down and starts mending his trap. But here he was unaware of this, that there are sharks here and Jolin up there. Feels a bump and knows. It is known that it will definitely be sharp, and that immediately. She starts calling the man, but no one came to answer him, and the next morning a man comes up with a severed hand, which Jolin gets shocked after seeing that. She becomes more nervous, and after a while, the man comes out, but under him. The shark had caught him since Jolin asks for help, and she tries to pull him up, tries to pull it, but she falls down herself, and she's like, if she somehow climbs to 9 again, then she tries to pull the man back. But before she could pull it up, that shark takes him with itself, and that man would have disappeared from there in a moment. The only thing left there was his blood, who was floating in the entire sea, who's, after smelling a shark, now goes after Jolin. And then Jolien is seen on the boat, gets a small cutter, and now he has his own. She took out all her anger on the shark with that cutter. And because of the cutter, the shark moved away from him. But friends, it's also a shark. How could she accept defeat so soon after this? Jolin pulls the anchor out of the sea and she starts leaving from there. But then that shark starts coming towards him again, and this turn and take a long jump on it, so that his entire boat capsizes, and Jolin gets very scared. Understand that. Didn't know what to do, but then she makes a plan, and on her way down, starts wrapping the anchor rope around herself, so that the shark does not attack beyond. But Shar doesn't care about all this. He doesn't fall towards her again. Starts growing and attacking him faster. But then that anchor goes straight to the shark, passes through the mouth, and here, Jolin wins and the shark dies. After this, he quickly leaves the boat, unties the attached anchor rope, with which the shark moved into the depth of the water. After some time, we go to Jolin by boat. Looks up, she looks at the sky, and takes a sigh of relief. In the meantime, he sees an island where some fishermen. There are those who see him coming to the shore. Let us be shown in the next scene. Now Jolin is out of the danger area. She starts laughing after seeing that. What dangers has he faced? And this is the story of not losing courage. If this story ends, then how will you like it? Please let me know by commenting below. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. Watching. Peace out.